one person. Y'all come on quick. Who's this? Yvette. All right, go ahead and say hi in the chat so the algorithm could work so y'all can continue to get. Hey, Sharky Felt. I'm wait till a few more people come on before I start. I ain't gonna stay here long. I just got off from work. From working. So I'm in my other office now. Oh, I'll let you know. Because I don't want to repeat myself again. But I guess if not enough people come on, I'm gonna have to give them the replay. You might have to catch the replay, put it that way. So, Sharky, what you been up to? Oops, somebody dropped off already? Dang. What you been up to? Have you been working hard or hardly working or what? What's the situation? Oh, I ain't gonna plat this. I was gonna plat this right for platting it. That's it, just okay. Trying to get my YouTube channel running. Okay. What's your YouTube channel name gonna be? So I can subscribe and watch it. Cause it takes a lot of work doing these YouTube videos. And since I don't edit mine, I'm not even at 1,000 yet, but I need to be more consistent so I can start picking up some steam. But it does take a minute. It does take a while to get, a substantial amount of YouTube subscribers. It's not just about the subscribers, it's also people watching the commercials too. That's what you're gonna name it? Sharky Felt. Okay, let me see. Let me see if I could subscribe. Oops, I thought I was gonna be able to. Well, if you're gonna go live, I'm trying to do so many lives because I feel that I need to start making some videos, even if it's short ones. So anyway, a few more minutes. I knew I should be on here regularly, but I guess nobody. One is too. It's so late, 11, almost 11:30. So usually I come on earlier than that, and that's when a lot of people come on. But I told y'all before started I was going to be working 60 something hours, and I did it last week. I was working with TurboTax with what was it, like 60 something hours, and then I was still doing my other side gigs, like going to the different stores for survey. I didn't do a lot, but I was still going to some stores here and there. And pretty much it's like when I do my schedule, I tend to try to split it. Like I work part of the day, like I try to do part of the day in the morning. I don't usually start until around 10. But lately, in the last couple of days, I've been late. I was supposed to be there, was signed on at 10, and I'll be getting up at 11, 11:30, and then I'll work all the way through until midnight. I get breaks in between. So tomorrow I'll be working from 12:30 in the afternoon to 3 o'clock, and then I pick up some more hours from there from what was it, 7 to midnight, something like that. Because I was supposed to get my colonoscopy done tomorrow, so I changed my mind. This is the third time I'm canceling it because I don't know. I don't feel comfortable being put under just to do a colonoscopy, especially since my sugar levels and diabetes, my AC1 is still in double digits. So I started to prep today. They want you to take this laxative and Maalox or whatever, and then you're supposed to not eat no solid foods, drink a lot of water, and then sometime at midnight or 3 o'clock in the morning. It's supposed to be like, I ain't felt nothing yet. But I broke the fast because I ate, I ate my little um, breakfast. Not really breakfast. I ate later on in the afternoon, about 4. It's just when I had me some chicken and um, scrambled eggs and some sausage. So I was like, no, I don't feel comfortable. I didn't feel comfortable doing it because one, I made the appointment over the phone. I didn't go to the doctor's office. So I didn't get the referral from my doctor, primary care physician. So I was like, no, I don't feel comfortable doing that because they put you under, and I feel like if my sugar levels is off the chain, and I started reading about the consequences and stuff, and then I must have chickened out and got scared or whatever and said, nope, I can't do it. So I'm gonna get my colonoscopy done before May or something because this is gonna be the other update. Hey, 2 people, who's watching? Go ahead. Hey, y'all 3. Y'all came on here quick. I was gonna say I ain't gonna stay here long, so all y'all go ahead and tell me, hey, hi, how you doing? Because I'm not gonna be here long. I just got off of work from TurboTax. Oh Lord, let me tell y'all about that. But let me give y'all the updates first before I start telling y'all some of these little stories that I've been getting from these customers. And give me the thumbs up too. I would appreciate it. So, anywho, I was supposed to get my colonoscopy done tomorrow. I had my ride situation all situated with Yvette. Then I called her. I told her, I said, no, I can't do it. I got to speak to primary care nurse, and I need more details because by me having such a high, my sugar levels is not under control yet, and I just don't feel like being under that condition. I just can't. So I'm gonna wait. I'm just gonna wait. And then as for my other news, so y'all remember I told you I was working at Amazon and how I was having all these pains and issues with my feet and everything else. So after going to the podiatrist, waste of time, bitch, and went to another podiatrist, she was a bitch too, telling me, oh, you just get that sugars under control. I was like, I'm just here to see if I'm suitable to go do the job as my work. All that time I wasted with them, I could have just went to my regular primary care physician, even though I saw an older white doctor. He didn't really fill out all the information. So remember I told y'all that app that I was using Forward, where you could make appointments and you don't they haven't opened the office yet in Buckhead yet. So I went, I gave them my medical files, all the things from the podiatrist with the X-rays. So they wrote it up, and basically, I got approved for short-term disability with Amazon. So I got 60% of my back pay. So I got my back pay from all the way from right after Thanksgiving, because it was right after Thanksgiving, that Saturday, that's when I took off. So they paid me back from the last week, basically in November, all the way up to now. So that was 60% of my pay. And so I'm supposed to get paid this Friday for all the back pay checks that I didn't get. So I'll be getting my back pay, which would comes up to about, they told me it was like $2,300, give or take, minus the taxes. And then I'm going to be on short-term disability until May 1st. So basically, I'm getting 60% of my Amazon pay, and I have a reasonable accommodation. So they're supposed to contact me from Amazon about my reasonable accommodation. It said I can't work at night, so I can't work, 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. the next day. And they have to shorten my hours to like an 8-hour day. and something where it's not required that I be standing up all day, climbing up on ladders and things. So they have to find me a position where um, they have to find me a position that's suitable for me. And basically, even the primary care physician doctor, he wasn't the one who at Emory. He basically said, at my age and with my condition, with my diabetes, he's afraid that I may just fall off. I may fall off that ladder, and because I'm still having problems with the nerve and the feeling in my feet. So it's gonna take. He said it's gonna take a while before my sugars go under control. And I know I've been doing things I ain't supposed to be doing, but I ain't do it all today. But I'm not as worse as it was before. So um, basically, I won't be going. If I was to go back to Amazon, I won't be able to. I will be going back if they find something for me to do until May, and then at that point, the end of May, my short-term disability ends because that would have been 6 months. So I'm getting paid the maximum 6 months of 60% of my income. So that's the news about that. I was hoping that and it comes right perfectly because at that point around April, the tax season will be slowing down and either they'll ask me to stay on longer or something else. I don't know. We'll see what happens with Intuit TurboTax. So that's really, let me see. Is that anything else? Major updates that I need to keep in touch? I'll tell y'all about. Mm, nope, pretty much that's it. I know one thing, they still need people at TurboTax, so I don't know if anybody wants to come on, but you know, I asked y'all if y'all wanted to work, you could work from home and it's not bad as you think it is. So who's the two other people in here that ain't speaking? Y'all want to come on and say something and give me the thumbs up. 3 people, 3 thumbs ups. It's only one. So the other 2 people, so that's basically what's been going on. Working. Me twice. I've just been working and it's been going pretty good at Intuit, compared to TV and the phone. Oh, okay. So the one person probably working and watching, laying in bed. So basically, I've been doing the gigs. I'm still trying to do my $35 a day challenge with the you know, with saving and the income. And if I add what I made in January with the gigs, it's still under my goal, but technically I'm over the goal because I carried some of that money from survey.com over to this year. So, and I've been watching a lot of videos about budgets and saving money and paying down. That's my new segments that I've been watching. People saving money and cutting back and how to make extra money. And it seems to be a lot of push about people doing YouTube channels now. Everybody's like, "Oh, go ahead and be a content creator." And there's money to be made as a content creator. So one of the easiest things, it's not easy, but one of the easy ways to generate extra money for the future is to start a YouTube channel and be consistent, let it grow. Now, mine hasn't been growing because I'm stuck. I'm stuck at the number that I'm at. So because I don't focus on any particular segment, I'm not talking about the food apps anymore. I'm not talking about um any type of beef sector or that stupidness. So I know people want to hear about taxes, especially around this time of the year. And I could talk about my experiences with TurboTax, but I don't want to say something egregious and get in trouble and lose my job. So I'm not going to do that. But I could still talk about some tax things, but I'm not going to really delve in it because one thing I could tell y'all for sure, I'm a specialist, particularly when it comes to small business. So I'm either answering the calls or I'm in the chat. And because I'm specialized in self-employment, it seems to be one thing I noticed this year is that a lot of people, most people are doing gig work, whether it be Uber, Lyft, Grubhub, major food ones, even some deliveries. A lot of people are doing 1099 NEC. A lot. Because the way this economy is so far, there's shortages of people not wanting to go back to a regular job or W-2, or there are so many changes with how businesses are doing business. They're not really giving people a lot of hours. Some companies, they're not paying nobody no big substantial amount of income or raise. And then a lot of these restaurants, hospitality is being shook by COVID. Now there's a new variant called something else. I don't even know what the alphabet letter is now. So inflation, the price of food, that's what I've been watching. I've been watching a lot of videos about people talk about prep, about going to the grocery store and how there's so much shortages going on. And I know it's a shortage because when I do my survey merchandise gigs or whatever, and I'm going to Publix or Kroger or Walmart, I don't care which one it is. It's like barely a whole bunch of empty shelves. If it's not empty, the prices is ridiculous. And then there's not enough workers who work in the soup, work at some of these places or most of these places. So they so behind, and then with the weather being going on with the weather, trucks can't go to deliver the groceries in the grocery stores. So it's a total mess. It's a total mess. So that's why I'm thank God I have my job that I'm doing and whatever, because there's still a need of, I don't know, it's like there's a need of people that needs to be hired, but at the same time you apply, I don't know, I just don't get it. It's like they act like they need to hire people, but they're not hiring people. And then if they really desperate and they really need people, it's paying $12 an hour. It's going to be like, nah, it ain't going to be like that. No, no. It ain't going to be like no Venezuela. I've been to Venezuela. Trust me. It ain't gonna be that extreme. Not like that. Venezuela problem was not all economic. They had military, government instability in terms of people want to take over. I went to Venezuela on a cruise. That was one of the places we went to on a cruise. There is either the rich or the poor. There is no in between. Now that might be similar here in the United States. Shrinking of the middle class is either going to be poor or you're going to be extremely rich. But Venezuela had a whole lot more. I was going to Venezuela, walking. They had these machine guns wrapped up around them. Their issue was not just economics. Their issue was political instability. That's what they see. United States, despite its flaws of whatever, religious, economic, whatever, one thing for sure, people's not going to go to the extreme of takeover. Now, yeah, with Trump, with those insurrections and things going on with people and all that crazy stuff going on, that those people went to court and then you want to cry and carry on and stuff. I don't think it'll be to that extreme. I don't think people is going to be just suddenly walking the streets, worming around the streets with guns. If anything, they're gonna implement martial law first before anything like that is to happen. Before some economic coup take over in the United States, I can't see that happening. If anything, they will pull out the National Guard. They will pull up every, they'll put that to a stop. So I don't think, there may be some cuckoo people out there who wants to, we'll take over the government. Trump, he ain't trying to run for nothing because he says, well, if I was to run again, I would, I would pardon those people who was pardoned that got, they were unfairly treated with the insurrection, da 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 da, blah blah blah. Man, no, I don't think he's gonna run. And personally, if he thinks he's gonna run, I don't see it happening. I do not see it. I do not see Trump happening and coming back again. And if he does, let's say he did, let's suppose and imagine 4 years, 3 more years from now, he runs. I just can't possibly see what is it that he's going to do. What can he do that's going to be any better to make it better? Now, we still got 3 more years, and unfortunately, I said this way before COVID happened. I said it was going to be an economic decline. I said that way before anything was this to happen. I mentioned it. Now, I may not have mentioned, or predicted about this COVID situation and how everything is going to be so backed up, inflation being high. But you know what, though? The trucking situation, the shortage of truckers, the shortage of workers and industries, and all, and the instability of the retirement fund and all that kind of stuff. You know what? They've been said. They've been knew that. That's not nothing new. That's not shocking. To really be honest with y'all, I don't think that was shocking. The only thing I think now what's going on here in this country is it's just going to be a shift of how the economy will be. It's going to be a shift in terms of how things are changing. That is what's going to be different. And let me give you an example. What I mean by that, when you speak about change of economy, like say, it went from working free slaves to work the U.S. economy by using free labor, slavery, and then when it went to when the cotton gin was made, it made things more efficient. It made things more faster for people to get cotton. Now, I'm not saying the Civil War ended slavery. The Civil War was not based on freeing black folks or because they said, oh, we feel sorry for the black people, let's free them. No, it wasn't. Now, I know I don't want to be like a Whoopi Goldberg that talked about the Holocaust and everybody want to act a fool. I'll talk about that subject, my opinion about that later. So when it went from free labor slaves, the invention, any new technology, in this case, the cotton gin and whatever, it kind of took that. People now use industrial revolution, new inventions, new things replace horse and buggy to the automobile. It changed the economy. And then it went from, I don't know, there's a whole lot of stuff in between 500 years of the United States. And then it went from like some new technology, some new advancement. Like, okay, let's say like this, the year 2000. With the year 2000, when people were like on the internet, all this social media and all that stuff, Hey, du jour, that didn't exist. None of those things existed. In the year 2000, that's when you had Amazon and all these big companies that we know today came up from something like that. The internet age, you know? And then when you think about the fiat of money, there's going to see that's a new, that's, this is the age of artificial intelligence, new technology. The way things are done now, people's like, they ain't never going to replace no Uber drivers. They ain't never going to have no driverless cars. Man, y'all ought to wake up. Just because they doing a lot of tests in certain places like Arizona about with the driverless cars and trucks. Remember I told you I was going to take this class so I could learn about it? I had to learn programming and stuff, and I was like, oh, I want to do that. And I did it, but um, I didn't really pursue it as much because it was like so hard to get your foot in the door in those type of ways. But that's been talked about. Years that was talked about. And I remember some of y'all I've been watching on YouTube. They was like, and this was what is it? This is going on um 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. This is going on 6 years since we first talked about Uber and Lyft and all these apps and driverless cars and all that stuff. 6 years ago, there was discussion and people was like, that ain't gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. Yeah, but 6 years ago, 7 years ago, y'all ain't heard of no Tesla. Y'all didn't hear about these driverless cars. All these stuff that that's new. Even if you think back 6, 7 years ago, so much go back to year 2000, 22 years ago. A lot of things didn't exist. A lot of stuff was in the works, technology wise. So basically, we are in a position transition not transition. We are currently in a transition where the economy may be down in the slumps. It depends who you listen to. I don't like to listen to these doom and gloom YouTube videos, but I watch certain people and that's all they talk. They say this economy is fake. It's fake money, fake, fake, fake. And but yet they on YouTube getting tens of thousands of subscribers getting paid from the same technology that they say is fake. Now, I ain't say they say it's fake with technology, but come on now. Are they really hurting? This person named Jeremiah Babe and some of these other ones, these two white dudes. One is live in, both of them live in California. One live in Palm Springs, the other one live in San Bernardino. Well, not San Bernardino, somewhere. Santa Barbara, somewhere. They make YouTube videos. I watch these two old guys. I don't know why I keep watching them, but I look at it, But they got that gloom and doom mentality when they do their YouTube videos. Oh, the stock market's down. Oh, this is down. Oh, the housing crash is going to happen. Oh, but we don't know when it's going to happen. But it may happen today. It may happen tomorrow. We don't know. But they put it out there on YouTube because like it's doom and gloom. Y'all remember what happened in 2008? The economy was down in the slumps. I'm trying to remember what happened in 2008. I was like, I don't, I remember when Atlanta, particularly, they had some issues in housing and stuff. I bought this house during the economic downturn, but I was still working. I was still working at the IRS at the time. The only difference between 2009 and now is that they didn't have this coronavirus, but then even then, a few years ago, there was spoke about the Ebola. There was an outbreak. It was a SARS outbreak in China. It happened back then. That's not new. The only reason why it's such a big thing is because it has spread it and it migrated to Omicron, to this, that, to this disease, to this alphabet of the virus. But they had an outbreak. It just wasn't hitting here in the United States and some majority countries in the world. And what was so scary about was about 2 years ago when that coronavirus thing came, I saw a YouTube video that it was on this scientist was on Oprah, and he was talking. This video was in 2000, whatever. I can't remember what year it was. Go and Google it and look on YouTube. You'll find it. And this man spoke of everything when he was on the Oprah Winfrey Show, and it was not the new Oprah, it was the old one. And he spoke about this virus and how things were going to affect the economy. He said all of those things, and I remember watching that video right around the coronavirus, and I was like, "Oh my God, when was this video out?" All the stuff that he said, all the things this person said back in whatever year it was happened. Hey, Brooklyn. So when I hear, so when you think about all the stuff that's going on and that's happening, all you have to do, all you could do at this point, which I'm starting to do, especially at the beginning of the year, is I'm not trying to spend as much money on foolishness, going out and about and all that stuff. And I'm just trying to save every money that I could get, whether I do gift cards by scanning items just to get free gift cards or these small little apps here and there. But the majority of it is cutting back, cutting back on your savings, trying to pay off as much of your debt as possible, or whatever. That's all I can say. So let me tell y'all about the other. Okay, I ain't gonna talk long, so because I gotta go to work tomorrow and do it all over again. But I'm not gonna be as long. Well, no, 12 to 3, and then I do have a long day tomorrow. I gotta go and do my merchandising gig. One of the stores I gotta go back to Kroger. But anyway, all right. So let me tell y'all, without being talking down about people or whatever, because that's my job and I don't want to be a bad light. But man, let me tell y'all, ooh wee, I had so many. Most of my calls, whether I'm talking to them on the phone or whether I'm in the chat, is basically I look at it as a consultation. People have small business, whether they had 1099 NEC. I never met a bunch of people in my doggone life that don't know how to read and take their time to read what's on the screen. TurboTax is one of the most easiest things you could do. You don't have to pull out paper and pen and do the tax return by paper like you used to do back in the day. Everything is done for you. But the major thing you have to do if you're going to do these gig work, 1099 NEC, and you investing in cryptocurrencies on the app, whether it be small or whatever it is y'all trying to do, saying, "Oh, I'm gonna try to write off everything," and then I'm sitting here consulting people. They don't have nothing in order. They ain't kept track of nothing. They didn't keep track of miles. They didn't keep track of the expenses. You know, you have to prepare yourself to do your taxes, especially if you're going to be doing these gig work. Is keeping track of it during the year, not until when next year come around, and then when you put all your numbers in there, you want to know why you owe thousands of dollars in taxes because if your only source of income, and I'm gonna say this because I know I wrote it in a blog. Maybe I need to start writing my blog again. My blog. I wrote my first article. I ain't gonna say article. My first blog that I wrote was about estimated taxes. I stated this 6 years ago. I mentioned that. I mentioned that you have to start. Let me see if my I wrote it on WordPress, but I never did start the website. But I know I wrote it in WordPress. So let me see if I still have it. And I hear people, this one guy I was helping, he was like, oh, I have a healthcare business. I'm an LLC. And somebody told me this and someone told me that. And this, that, or whatever. He ended up owing 40. By the time I didn't even help him get to the point of putting in his expenses. I just told him everything he could write off and put it in the category. And then he has to go back, comb through his books, and put the expenses down. And I said, hopefully, the expenses could lower your what you're going to owe. He owed the state and he owed the federal and the state. He had like 40,000 plus dollars he owes to the state, and then he owed like 12,000 plus dollars to the state of Michigan. Now, by the time he put in his expenses, he's not going to be able to write that down to zero. I know that for sure. But he was listening to other people's advice about, yeah, you go ahead and start an LLC and you ain't got to pay no taxes and you can write off all this stuff and blah, 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 blah. I said, no. I said, and they gave me this piece of paper and they told me to start an LLC. I said, sir, when you start an LLC, that's regarding to register your business with the state. But you're not in the correct business entity. It was a lot of things you have to do when you start a business. And I've been looking at people's YouTube videos. They be having tens of thousands of subscribers. All this, they got all these subscribers, and they talking about they a gig economist. You know what the fuck is a gig economist? There's no such word. They just made it up. I'm a gig economist, and I have several businesses. See, this is where you need to be forewarned. One, somebody who says they're a gig economist. Two, a person they say they have several businesses. That means you are a what do they say? How does what the expression go? Master of none. No, jack of all trades, but master of none. You may have the knowledge and all these abilities to have these different businesses. Oh, I do resumes. Oh, I do this. I do business development. I do coaching. I help people do this and that or whatever. You need to specialize in one thing and one thing only if you're going to be a consultant. See, I could say I'm a business consultant, which I specialize in taxes because I've done it for 20 years. Just because I don't have a fancy YouTube channel with editing and lighting and trying to sell y'all books and stuff, that doesn't mean that I'm not experienced. It's just the fact that I have so many other things going on, and I talk about it a lot, even in the past, that I'm not even getting anything from it. I tell y'all in the past, I give you information. I don't just ramble on over something that I don't research and read. See, a lot of people like to copy off of other people on YouTube that got bigger YouTube channels. All they do is take whatever they heard from some big YouTube channel and market it in a small little package as themselves and repeat the same old thing. That's all. One person say something, oh, they say the same thing. They listen to certain people because they got a lot of subscribers. They just regurgitating information they heard from some other YouTube. This isn't. I don't have my degree did not come from YouTube University. It didn't come from Google College. I actually went to a real school and got a real degree, even though it brought me into this big student loan debt. You know, I've been trained with high credentials. Not what I see, not what I see on Google, not what I see at YouTube University. I'm sorry. And so many people on YouTube, they pitching that to people because they want the clicks and the views and they'll and super chats. And they say, okay, I'm gonna make me a little whatever. And they got the same information from somewhere else. When I get to writing my little pamphlets and my little digital, the only reason why I haven't done it is because I don't know how to do it. I'm gonna be honest. But I started learning more and more from other people that says, "Oh, you could use Canva." I said, "Okay, I could do that," rather than trying to figure out how to use Google Sheets and all that stuff, and how to do this. But I'm gonna get it together. But I'm not gonna be hearing it from someone else. You know, third party sources. That's where you got your information from. Third party sources or somebody else that don't even know. So when this person that I talked to over an hour on the phone with, he was, I said it's not in my job duty to discuss about entity structures, but I would suggest you go to a certified public accountant or lawyer who could help you structure your business properly. He this is his first year in business, and you put all of these expenses and all these things together, and he could even pay himself. He was paying for payroll for 6 7 people and all these other kind of stuff. I mean, you're not going to make money in the first 5 years of business, but you have to properly know how to structure your business properly and seek professional advice from an accountant, a certified public accountant. If better yet, not even an accountant, you need to go to a lawyer. See, everybody wants to be in business. I was telling me on business. I spoke to so many people who had Etsy. Was it Etsy? Etsy business. There's nothing wrong with that. They was doing, oh, I do crafts. I do children clothing. It was great. But then when I started talking to them, I said, do you have an office in your home or build home office that you work from? Like a designated room, like this room right here, this whole room. This is my office when I do my YouTube. If I ever made money on YouTube, that would be great. I could deduct my whole space in this one room because I use this as an office space when I put in my information, whether I do reports for the mystery shopping or whatever. Y'all remember when I did neighbor.com when I had that girl rent my other room and she had all the stuff in that room and the garage? I could deduct the room and the garage and the expenses of my home because my home was used for business for neighbor because I made over $600. So I could deduct the square footage of the garage and the room because it was an extra bedroom. So it's not about, oh, you need to do an LLC. Don't run to do an LLC. Start small in terms of being a sole proprietor because you're a sole proprietor. Then you get an EIN number from the Internal Revenue Service. Then you file it with your personal tax return. People, they were like, do I got to file 2 separate returns for business and this? No, you do not. And yes, and so after speaking with him, he should establish himself as a S corporation or partnership. But when people start something, especially something like healthcare, you know, he was like, wow, we had to tear out walls and had sheetrock and stuff. I was trying to figure out what is he doing? What sheetrock and what wall did you have to break down to do a home care business? You know, it was a lot. People just take on a business venture because they heard it on YouTube, and then they mess it up. You end up owing more than you. He took on more than he could bite. Here it is. You know, if I had to guess and estimate, I would have to say that by the time he said, I said, what is your startup capital? Oh, I just paid $55. I was like, oh, I was like, oh my head, I was getting a headache. I said, startup capital is blah 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 blah. Okay, did so I'm going down every category. I even gave him an email of all the publications and everything and how to structure a business and how to operate a business based on the IRS standards and everything. He said, then the other business partner, he first came on the phone. I'm calling for him, Mr. So and so and so, and I'm his business partner. He tried to make it sound like he's so important. That nigga ain't no fucking shit from the oh, Charlie. That dang cat, I hear him doing something. Um, he went to talk all this blah 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 da 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 da, and I was asking questions. I said, "Well, what form did you receive? A 1099 NIC. He didn't even say NIC. 1099 NIC. Oh, you mean 1099 NEC? Okay. That means you're an independent contractor for someone else." And he go about, well, do I have to pay? I invested a lot of money. I should get half of this and that and whatever. I was like, sir, I'm not. That's not in my. I'm only here to prepare and help your client with the taxes. Is Mister So and So there? So I'm speaking to him. That business partner acted like he was so, yeah. He was I'm the business partner, and he had no interest in the business at all. I was like, boys, I said, man, I'm thinking in my mind, I said, nigga, sit down. Because you need to be educated. So I had to educate them. I was way beyond what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to only guide them to the Schedule C and tell them a couple of things, and that's it. I spent on that phone over an hour with this guy. But he was like, um, we had a partnership, and I said, okay, so you got a partnership. What is the um he didn't start no partnership. He didn't even know what a partnership is. I was like, what? I was like, oh boy, yeah, exactly, Brooklyn. Wow. I was like, wow. Charlie, why you acting all crazy? Come here. See, Charlie been acting up, y'all. Hey, Rideshare Rodeo, I've been watching your show. I've been watching your show lately when I'm in between work. So I start, so as I'm listening to this person, I was like, I knew I shouldn't have listened to these other people. They just gave me a piece of paper and they did this. They messed them up. See, people be. I said, well, How did you get? Did you go to the attorney? I said, there's no way an attorney would have told you that. I said, if I was your consultant, I wouldn't have done that. Did they ask you this question? Did they do this? Do they do the due diligence? Man, he just came across some bunch of riffraff people who thought they was like, oh, go ahead and study LLC. And when you get your LLC, you get to write up a bunch improper. Totally messed this person up. He said by the time I finished talking to him, he was so appreciative that I helped him that he said, okay, he talking in the background, yelling at the people in the office, get out. I'm trying to do my taxes. This lady's helping me. Move, get out. And all these people in the background, you could tell they was one of us's. And then they were like, I mean, boy, man, let's get out the office. You're making him stressful more. I didn't say that, but I'm thinking this in my mind. He's stressed out because he's stressed out yelling at the people in the office. And it wasn't even the office. It was the other guy who said he was the business partner. It was in his house that was upstairs in a room somewhere. I was like, oh my God. I said, do you have I said, do you pay? I said, well, do you pay him to rent a portion of the house or upstairs in the room? Yeah, I give him about $100 a month. I said, oh my God, Jesus. See, what he was doing was he was trying to run some business and thinking he was just going to get all these different grants and loans and PPP loans and all this. People just started businesses just for the fact that they heard, oh yeah, just because they heard somebody on YouTube said something, they run with it. Just run with it. Next thing you know, you got a $40,000 tax bill and don't even know how the hell you came to it. And I have to sit up in here and figure it out. And even when I was asking questions and speaking to him, and I was saying to myself in my mind when I'm taking these calls, everybody do not need a business. Everybody don't need to operate no business. Y'all just need to do a hobby. Y'all just need to sell some jewelry, sell some custom made stuff just to make extra money and do it as a hobby until you really understand how to go about a real business. And don't start. And you can start off small. There's nothing wrong with that. A lot of people are very appreciative of help for me to help them that I end up getting tens of my surveys. Last year, I started off so bad with the surveys. I told my manager, I said, I'm tired of these people taking these surveys. I said, now I'm like probably the top 20% in the company in regards to these surveys that's done. My manager so shocked when she met with me today. Every Wednesday, we go over my numbers. Oh my God, Teresa, you're doing terrific. Excellent. What do you do? I had like 30% of acceptance rate of surveys and way higher than what they want you to be, you know? And I was so dying to do full service that maybe it wasn't meant for me. Maybe it was meant for me to start where I'm starting off at now, which is the small business consultant area. And I'm sitting and thinking to myself, you know what? I'm gonna really be serious and start my own firm. I'm not giving free advice on YouTube no more. Now I'll help y'all. I'll help y'all, and I'll answer questions and stuff. But I said, you know what? I need to do my YouTube channel and really get myself in order and really do what I need to do and stop running around doing 10 things at one time. Running to do this, running to do that, running to do this, driving, food delivery, picking up groceries, working from home, taking orders on this app, on this company. Oh, log off, work onto another. See, that's too much. And I'm doing too much. I'm doing too much, you know? Fully agree. Start small and grow. Look at Apple computers from the garage. Exactly. Exactly. Most successful enterprises started off in somebody's house in the garage. Even Amazon, Jeff Bledsoe, he started out in his. If you ever when I work at Amazon and they go through the pictures, he had this small little house. Him and his wife. He started selling books. Cause I remember when that came out. I remember when Amazon came, and I sure goddamn wish that I had bought me some stock then. I wish I bought it then. But I remember. But see, I said next time I come across something, I'm a jump on it, and I may have to wait for a minute. But mm-hmm. I remember when Apple. I remember when I mean when Apple was started. I was in like elementary school, junior high school. But I sure do remember Amazon when it started. Yep, it was a bookstore. He sold books, and you see how the GUI interface with the computer. It looked at I remember that. I sure did. I surely did. And that's what I'm saying. What's happening now in this economy? Everything seems doom and gloom to people about inflation, but that's just a change. That's just a change in a new economic economy that we are now doing. That's all. Everything will be artificial intelligence. Everything gonna be AI. You know, moving driverless cars and ships and everything. All that's gonna be changed. Keep as much overhead off the books early if you really want it and get it. Yep, exactly. I don't know what you mean by much overhead off the books early if you really want to get it. People just need to first, you must find a niche. You must be able, a business start must be created because there's a solution that needs to be solved. And then not, oh, let me start a website. It's not about the product or the tools. You have to develop relationships with people. Hey, what do you want, Charlie? So, you know, but basically what I'm saying is when it comes to, I don't know. I have to speak to you. You have to either put me on your show One day you can send me an invite. I could make an arrangement to talk about it because I watched that. Not the last one, but it was somebody on your show. You spoke about their Uber taxes or something. I read the blog. I was kind of like, I read like almost three-fourths the way of the what he was trying to write, but it was lost in the whatever point he was making. It was lost in the whole writing. So I don't know. I don't know, but anybody you ask on here on YouTube, they'll tell you, "Ooh, Lady T." They see when I started doing these gig work jobs, Uber Eats and Grubhub and all that stuff. I talked about taxes, but I didn't never really specialize my channel in the taxes because um, one, I don't edit no videos. I did live or I make short little videos, and I started doing consulting on my channel, but it was it would get too much. Just like I told, well, you know what? Let me just give you my email address. Send me an email and tell me when you want me to come on and do it because I even told some people when I was working with TurboTax, I said I got a YouTube channel, but I didn't tell them my YouTube channel name because I don't want nobody at work be looking me up and say, "Oh my God," because y'all know, I keep it raw when it comes to certain things. I talk about my experiences. I don't tell people how to drive, how to maximize your money. I am not one of those. I'm not that YouTuber. Oh, let me show you how to make more money doing DoorDash and Grubhub and did. Mm-mm. But what I will discuss is how to maximize your income and what to do when it comes to taxes. That for sure, because that's what I do. I do that all day, every day. And I like it. I really do. The small business, I love educating people, especially when they tell me, I said, "What do you do? Uber and Lyft?" Oh, I tell them, I do Uber and Lyft too, and I'm not making it up. I actually did it. you know, I tell people I could relate when they tell me they do this business and they say they did Instacart or whatever. I exactly tell them exactly what I did to maximize the deductions. But the thing is keeping track of your expenses and you know I had got the Ely grant. I got the whole 10,000 plus $5,000 last year, and people was like, "Oh, you lucky." No, it's not luck. It's about knowing and educating and not following foolishness when that the people come on and say. I keep my content different from most or GeekTuber creators. Oh, that's good. I like your channel. That's why I came across your channel and then I subscribed. So I listened to you, and I like when you brought on few of the people that I know. But I'm gonna say this one nice thing because I said I wasn't gonna stay on too long. I'm gonna stay until 12:30. Then after that, I gotta go. I gotta go to bed. It'll be time to go back to get up in the morning, and do it all over again. This economy is going towards gig work, not just Uber Eats, Grubhub, but I'm talking about it's going to be a 1099 NEC world where a lot of companies they're not going to be able to hire people because one they already been busted financially. So a lot of these restaurants, mom and pop, hey Charlie, a lot of these mom and pop restaurants that I used to do deliveries for, it was great money. But if you look at how all these Charlie, that dead cat, look at him. Get off my bike. Get. Hell no. Come here. Get. Hold up, y'all. I know the cat gonna get a beating. Charlie, stop it. Do that look like a damn cat pole or whatever? Come here. Come here. All right, stay right there then. When it's time to go to bed, don't come in there. You want to act all funny acting? That then Charlie, he wait till I go to sleep, and then he be downstairs, and then he'll sneak upstairs, and then be running in the bed, and then sleep on my foot. But that's okay. He's a baby. Well, good night, right here, Rodeo. I don't know if I'll be on tomorrow because I have to work until midnight, and sometimes it goes beyond midnight because I can't leave until the queues are clear. But hit me up, and I'll be glad to work with you. Okay. Thanks again. Oh, I see it. Okay, I got it. But you know what? All I'm saying is follow your passion and what you want to do. Brooklyn gave me her number. Okay, that's fine. But you know what though? Creating a YouTube channel is great to do. And I just think digital um services, even YouTube, you can talk about anything, and really do well in it. So I'm gonna take my channel a little bit more serious. I ain't gonna be that. Ooh, let me make YouTube. I'm about to gripe and complain because y'all know I be doing that. It's more like an outlet. But like I said, I don't mind helping y'all with taxes and stuff. But please, whatever y'all do, please seek professional advice, even if you can't afford it. If you get TurboTax, you know, there's a family discount. You can get it for a discount. I know most people are going to tell me I get a discount if I go to Uber and they give me a discount. They probably do. I'm not sure. I haven't really heard too many people said they signed on with the Uber app and got the TurboTax for free. But anybody interested in the family discount, it's like 30% for the small business or any product. But if you have a basic return, it's free, but you got to do it before February. You got to do it before February the 4th. It's either the 14th or the 17th. But hey, Romeo, you coming on late when I'm about to go. I got 3 more minutes, then I got to go. So all I'm saying is that take your time, ask for assistance. You do TurboTax. I could tell you, you could call in, you get free advice. They'll help you out. If you happen to reach me, let me know. I will be on camera on my when I do the when I work, but sometimes it be so low, like you can only see the head. Cause I be, the camera that little camera they gave us and the laptop they gave us, the thing be all kind of funny, but it's a great product. I can tell you that TurboTax is great, and I'm not saying that because I work there either. I'm saying that because I've used them. I did use other software like Tax Slayer. That could be a little bit. Credit Karma has one, but the most important thing is not what type of software you use, is how you um, package and deduct. You know, so all I'm saying is, please be cautious when you hear people say stuff that don't even they they say things more so is so they could make money off you. Now I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with not making no money. It's just that just put your trust in someone who does the job professionally, take it serious, and not be a YouTube creator. And then when tax season come, all of a sudden you think you're an expert about taxes and you're not. See, that's what a lot of people do. Tax season come around, They all of a sudden they want to bring up the topic, and then they just randomly talk about stuff that ain't make no sense. And I've heard it, I've listened to it. I'll be like shaking my head. I'm like, you know, just like people. Every time I mention something, Google must read my mind. Price Waterhouse Coopers hiring for tax consultant. The Google must be reading my mind. You know it's AI, right? When you're talking on YouTube, especially with this being owned by Google, they capture keywords of what you're saying, and they will suddenly send you emails that will pop up and say, "Wait a minute! All of a sudden, I was talking about that, and this job posted up," because they're listening on AI. That's how that works. But you know, with doing the gig works and stuff, I mean, I'm still signed on some platforms, but I haven't really done them. I mean, I do the ones I do now with the stores because I know how much I'm going to get paid. I know how much driving I have to do. So I stick to merchandising. And then as for deliveries, I can't do Amazon because I work at Amazon, even though I'm on medical leave, short term disability. But they'll be giving me my back pay of 60% till May. And then after that, 6 months, then short term disability ends. Then it turns into long term disability. But they have to find me a, ooh, this cat gonna get it. Charlie, if I find that you scratched up my screen, it'll be me and you. Don't be running now. He gonna get a beating. Come here, Charlie. I don't beat the cat, so don't be saying you beat up the cat. Come here, Charlie. Come here. Come here. Say hi to the people. I ain't running after you. I don't want y'all to be thinking I be abusing Charlie. I don't be doing that to that cat. That cat is so spoiled. It's ridiculous. I sleep, he's sleeping. I be laying down, he be laying down, stretched out. All right, Right share rodeo. Have a good night. It's gonna tell me to go to bed too in a minute once I get this cat settled. Come here. Anyway, it was nice talking to y'all. I'm glad y'all came because I know I've been missing in action for a minute. So if y'all want me to talk about any particular topics, please email me and with your questions because I'm trying to be more structured. Email me any of your questions so I could write them down and then I could do more of a channel of what we're going to discuss. So if y'all want me to do that, please let me know. No question is dumb. No question is doesn't go unanswered. There's no such thing as a dumb question, as they say. So if you have any questions about gig work and how it relates to taxes, if you want questions about whatever, let me know. So that way I could structure a show way more better than I'm doing. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night. Thanks, Ride Share Rodeo. Looking forward to your email and hopefully being a guest one day. Brooklyn, Romeo, coming on late, but you got to catch the replay. Sharky, who else is? Anybody else who's lurking in the background that's working themselves? Y'all have a good night. Charlie, say good night because you being bad. A good night. I'll call you tomorrow when I see your message. Talk to you later. Bye.